Hi guys, it's me, Mr. Wilson, and I'm back with another math lesson. We are going to be working through lesson 7, write equations. So it's page 539 to 544. So go ahead and pause the video and rip those out. You don't have to rip them out. I guess just turn to that page. And then we will get going here. So when we talk about equations or number sentence, so an equation can be a number sentence, shows that two expressions are equal. An expression contains an equation contains an equal sign. So when you have an equation, you're going to have an equal sign. So let's look at example number 1. First of all, we see our little chart over here that tells us that apples are our topic, and we have 5 red, 3 yellow, and 4 green. So the example tells us, use the information shown to find the total number of red and green apples. Write an expression to represent the counters. So we need to count our counters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 red apples plus 1, 2, 3, 4 green apples equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So our equation is 5 plus 4 equals 9. So the equation 5 plus 4 equals 9 tells us that there are how many red and green apples? There are 9. So in order to know what kind of operation you're going to use, there are some words and phrases below that are going to help us to know whether we're going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So for addition, we are in this first box, and we have sum, more, in all, or total. So when we hear those key words, we know that we are going to add. When we hear difference, less than, left, or fewer than, we know we're going to subtract. Product, times as many, twice, in each, we know we're going to multiply. And then when we hear quotient, divide, half, or into equal groups, we know we're going to divide. So make sure you keep an ear open for one of those target words, one of those keywords as we move on. So go ahead and flip to page 540. And we have 2 more examples we're going to work through before moving on to writing our own equations. So the first example up here, example 2, says, Hayden uses tape measure to find the total length of board needed to finish a tree fort. When he cuts the board, one piece will be 48 inches and the other board will be 32 inches. What is the total length of the board? So we don't know what the total length of the board is. So that's our question mark. We don't know. So write an equation to represent the problem. Use letter B for the unknown. So it's telling us what we need to use. We can't use the question mark or a box or XYZ. We're going to use letter B. So the word total, right here, what is the total? This tells us that we're going to be adding, okay? According to that front page, when we hear the word total, we want to add. So we are going to add 48, because that's the first board, plus 32 equals B, okay? Because B's are unknown. We don't know what the total length of the board is going to be until we add them up, okay? So 48 plus 32 equals B. Now we have example 3. This one's going to be a little more difficult because it's going to have more than one operation. So it tells us a hardware store ordered 2 sets of monkey wrenches. There were 3 wrenches in each set. So we have 2 sets of monkey wrenches, 3 wrenches in each set. After the wrenches were shipped, the store will have a total of 7 wrenches. They will have a total of 7. How many wrenches did they already have? So that's what we need to figure out. How many did they already have? So we need to write an equation to represent the problem. Use the letter W for the unknown. The phrases sets and in each set tell us we're gonna be multiplying. And the word total tells us we're gonna add. Okay? So, when we see sets and in each set, we're going to multiply. So we have 2 times 3 because we have 2 sets of 3 wrenches. So 2 times 3 plus, we don't know what we're adding because we don't know how many they already had. So that's why our W is there. And we're going to put our equal sign and then our number 7 because after the wrenches are shipped, the store will have a total of 7 wrenches. So that's your answer. That's your total number of wrenches. So we're trying to figure out how many they had before. Okay. So if we were to solve this, which we're not going to, but if we were to solve this, 2 times 3 is 6 plus y equals 7. So 6 plus y equals 7. And you would say 1, and you'd be correct. So your W would equal 1. So they had 1 wrench before they ordered those. Okay, so later on you might have to solve. Instead of after you write the letter, you might actually have to put in the number. So now for number 1 and 2, we're going to write an equation representing each sentence. So number 1, the total of 3 letters plus 2 letters is X letters. So we have 3 letters plus 2 letters equals X letters. So X would be our total, and we don't know that. Okay, so that's why we put the X there. So number 2, it says a group of 6 has X taken away and 2 are left. So if 2 are left, that's going to be our answer. And then a group of 6 has X taken away. So we know we're minusing X, so that means we start out with 6. Okay, we have a group of 6, we take away X, and then we have 2 left. Okay. Now, as we move on to page 541, our independent practice, these first 3, you have to tell me, are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? Okay, so you have to look for those key words. And it tells you to underline the part of the phrase that tells you what operation. So number 1 says the difference between a pack of flashcards and a pack of pens. So first of all, our keyword is difference. And then we know difference from our first page tells us that difference is subtraction. So we're going to circle subtraction. Okay, so you're going to do the same for 4 and 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, you're going to write an equation to represent each sentence. So it says 9 inches less than 14 is y inches, so y is our answer. And then 9 inches less than 14, so 14 minus 9 equals y. Okay, so do the same for 7, 8, 9. And then number 10, 11, and 12, you have to use your toolbox over here to figure out how to solve and what to solve. And it gives you the letters in here, M, T, and N. Okay? And then remember, page 542 is optional. And then please try to work through 543 and 544 to get some extra practice in writing equations. Now today, you do have some new IXL skills. It is 01 and 06. Those have to do with the lesson I just taught you about writing equations. So please feel free to do those. And if you need to catch up on the ends from last week, now would be a great time to do so. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will see you later. Bye.